Welcome to Spring Anime 2024. Here are 38 of the newly airing anime. They are all ordered in how much I enjoyed them just based off episode 1. And if you are looking for a specific anime, they are all chaptered below. Another goblin paradise he would love destroying. We have a world-building isekai based on monsters, airing at the same time as Reincarnated as a Slime Season 3. I'm not sure if that's disrespectful, but I'll gladly just enjoy this theme. The main character retained his Esper ability from his previous life to gain the powers and qualities of those he eats. Honestly, I'm just imagining him running around eating people. Like a zombie. Due to his anime abilities, he evolves insanely fast and is setting up to be the new King of the Goblins. Anime nowadays just speedruns the isekai intro. Eventually, they'll just skip it entirely. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world is exactly as the title suggests. Has the unique ability Appraisal to see the innate stats and possible potential of those around him. Wanting to protect his land as a lord, he scouts powerful soldiers. He doesn't really care about their race or place in society. This is about his quest to build up his empire and strength. This is like turning on every cheat in GTA. Banana is isekai'd from his fantasy world to another one. Deemed as a failure, the kingdom tries to cover their mistake by getting rid of him, by sending him to a forest encased in poison, giving him faulty equipment, and cursing his bag to attract monsters. Unknown to anyone, his abilities would unlock on level 2, as all his stats hit infinity, and he gains access to every spell in existence. Power fantasy to the extreme. In terms of look and feel, this is a generic isekai, so if you're into it, here's your McDonald's. An isekai detective anime? That sounds boring. Oh, she likes the OG Master Detective Conan? To prevent being hunted in her own world, the 7th princess and her retainer go through a portal and arrive in modern-day Japan. She's found by a private detective, and under the threat of having all of his memories erased, possibly like from since he was born, he starts looking after her. The two become a team with his knowledge and her magic, like Sherlock and Watson. I love detective stories, so I'm interested to see where this one might go. I don't understand the salad bowl part. When a common mage feels the raw power of Noble's magic, he wishes he could use it as well. Thankfully, God takes requests, and he is reincarnated as the 7th prince. With magic flowing through his veins, his mind intact, and a thirst for knowledge, he sets out to become Freeran, research all there is about magic. The animation is surprisingly good, and he's already amassed a sizable harem at like 6. It feels pretty tropey, so I'm 50-50 about it, but I'll give it a shot. This guy speedran Sword Art Online in like 3 minutes. After saving everyone stuck in the game, he gets transported 500 years into the future of the game. And I don't know if that counts as an isekai. At this point, I'm too afraid to ask. His familiars and house is still there, but what's going on? He doesn't know. I don't know. So I guess we'll just watch the anime. Also, his OP. Being a hero is tiring work, so when the savior of a nation passes, he spends his reincarnated life just wanting to find some peace. It was pretty hard to find, being born into a noble family, focused on overthrowing the crown. With all his fantasy powers, different from the current fantasy powers in the world, don't get confused now. He pretends to be a weakling and is kicked out of the house. On his way to peace, he realizes his true calling is to have a harem and start saving women wherever he goes, such as the princess, her royal knight, and this Amazonian. And according to the OP, many more. This is a classic power isekai fantasy, so if that's your cup of tea, then you've found a brewery. Do you not know how to speak to your crush? Now imagine you're also a sorcerer who's devoted their life to magic, and your only contact with other people is a violent, sleep-deprived fellow sorcerer. That's how you get an archdemon's dilemma on how to love your elf bride. In a world where humans are used for magic experiments, Zagan buys an elf at an auction. But not for something sinister. He's fallen completely head over heels in love with her. He spends every second of his time with her trying to convince her that he's not going to use her in experiments, as he awkwardly tries to communicate his feelings. While the premise could be considered problematic, something which he fully understands, the anime's humor actually lands, the atmosphere is pretty cute, and the music is noticeably good. I'm definitely pretty keen to keep up with this one.
俺はな、頭のスイッチ一発で切り替えができるんだ。
This is the don't take yourself too seriously action gang comedy of the season. Fable, the best assassin Japan has ever seen, has too much of a productive year. He's instructed to go into hiding with his assistant. Apparently, lying low for a year as an ordinary citizen will help him become a pro. But can he actually do it? Kind of clip-arty to save budget, but it's not like it needs anything fancy to tell its story. TikTok tricked me into watching this anime. What I thought was going to be a cute romance about grandparents suddenly de-aging and reliving their love turned out to mostly be about his granddaughter, daughter-in-law, and lovely ladies by the local bowls finding the grandpa hot. Which weirded me out. It's also made out of skits, which I tend to dislike in an anime setting. The premise is absolutely awesome, but I'm not sure about the format, and if this can be as cute as it was in the first few minutes again. Spice and Wolf is getting a new anime adaptation, and it's being animated by the same studio as High School D&D and Interspecies Reviewer. There's a joke there somewhere. The first one aired in 2008, and this is one of the most beloved anime of that time. With a new lick of paint, Spice and Wolf might introduce a new generation of weebs into its amazing world, and make old fans fall in love again. Hopefully, this time round, we can make it to season 3, and then beyond. Need Some Love in Your Life is about a hot guy getting rejected and then slowly trying to win her over. He cuts his hot guy hair just because she offhandedly says she prefers her own hair short. She struggles to understand what it means to fall in love, but then he buys her food, and suddenly she understands. As a main character, Hotaru is extremely mature, and that's something I really appreciate out of a shoujo anime. While they both have different concepts of love, I'm hoping as the anime continues, he can learn to put up boundaries while she allows herself to love. This guy had the confidence and riz to climb up a tower and ask a centuries-old witch to descend to become his wife. Asuka has been cursed never to be able to have children by the Ice Witch. After completing the Azure Witch's trial, he asked to be rewarded by having this curse lifted. Unfortunately, it's too intricate, and the only solution she can give is to find someone with magical power or resistance to birth the child with the curse, which seems most likely to be her. Based on a light novel, it looks pretty decent, but you're probably bound for quite a dense plot. They made an Omegaverse anime?
Doesn't think you have to explain what the Omegaverse is.
It's getting there, babes. This follows a married couple, Hiromu, a stay-at-home dad, and an Omega, which very simply means that he can give birth to babies. The story follows their struggles being a unique pairing and trying to come to terms with their past as they settle down. Episode 1 was actually pretty cute. I'll probably finish this one because it makes my girlfriend happy. One boy love, one girl's love. First year Himari is enthralled at Yori's performance as lead singer of the school band. She tells her it's love at first sight, which Yori believes is a confession. She responds with similar feelings until she realizes Himari meant she loved her as a fan. Damn, she got fan-zoned. Determined to make her fall in love with her anyway, Yuri starts singing to her every day. This is some cute Yuri. Astro Note. The combination of Astro Boy and Death Note is the weird comedy romance of the season about a chef looking for work and aliens that crash land on Earth. Somehow one of the aliens becomes a manager at a shared house. Obviously, she can't cook for humans, and in exchange for lodging, he agrees to cook for them. Still on the hunt for a job, he secretly tries to win his extraterrestrial crush over. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this one yet, because it hasn't really established the romance or comedy properly. I like the cast of the housemates, so it's worth a chance. Fun fact, human blood tastes better when they are loved. No, seriously, I learned it from this shoujo anime called Vampire Dorm. What do you mean reputable sources? He's unfortunately so hot that he's been fired from his job because he attracts women. Stopped from pulling an oopsie, this girl disguised as a boy is saved by vampire royalty, who hasn't fed in like 10 years. But he's kinda keen. So his master plan is to make him feel loved to make his blood taste better. If you like vampires, this could be your next anime. But there are a lot of really good romance shoujo coming out this season. No one is watching this anime, and it probably should stay that way. Adapted from a play, it's clunky with awful animation and a mess of a cast. Like, I don't really understand how they could even get this many people on a stage. Story-wise, it's about famous swords who have turned into hot guys and now live communally in an organization. I mean, the concept is just so stupid. How could something like that catch on?
Run! It's Godzilla!
It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
Still, we should run like it is Godzilla!
Though it isn't.
This anime is just awesome. In the glamorous world of kaiju hunting, Kafka is stuck in the cleanup crew. This anime is very graphic. But imagine Chainsaw Man-like imagery. I actually appreciate how much detail went into monster anatomy. Determined to try for the last time at 32 to join the Kaiju Defense Corps, Kafka and his junior encourage each other and survive an insane monster attack. Kafka is infected by some kind of parasite and seems to become a kaiju himself. The very Titan ghoul thing to do. Monsters fighting each other and humans fighting with. My primal shonen brain says let's go. Windbreaker is amping up to be the new coming shonen of the season. This is a plain fighting anime where fighting is fight, fighting, fight, fight. Local kids have set up a cool version of a neighborhood watch protecting their bad area. Just like Batman in Gotham. They share a tight bond, are loved by the residents, and misfits can finally find a home to fit. The production quality of this anime is actually pretty good, with really well choreographed fights and smooth scenes that make you feel amped. This is an anime I would at least recommend watching the first episode because you'll get a sense really quickly if you'll like it or not.
あんたたちが結婚するのさ。
Gone
Gone are the days where anime characters take months to hold hands. Now, they get married in episode 1 or face certain demise. After he loses his family in a car accident, he's worried anyone he'll care about will leave him. Literally everyone. He won't even have friends. The only person he'll even talk to is his childhood friend, who also happens to be in a family of quirky assassins. Seen as a threat, her older brother makes it his mission to see that our MC joins his parents. The only way out of it, marrying her and becoming the best assassin that ever lived. Family doesn't fight family.
Family, family, family.
This anime is wacky and all over the place, but if it sounded interesting to you, then it might be a decent watch.
But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar.
In a world where 93% is unexplored, because it's just plain dangerous, board gods host games where mortals can compete with powers they're bestowed upon. If victorious, they can return to Earth with a fraction of their powers intact. If they manage to win 10 of these god games, they are celebrated, which many assume mean they can have any wish they desire. In comes Phyllis, the rookie competitor with 3 wins already under his belt. A god that has slept for 3,000 years to play with humans on Earth joins him, as she needs to win 10 games to go back to the realm of the gods. Think no game, no life except 2024. Sumireko Ogawa is a busty bookstore clerk. Oh, wait, it's plot relevant. Mysterious Disappearances is the resident horror, creepy anime of the season. Sumireko, an aspiring novelist, teams up with her co-worker Ren, investigating ghostly, weird, occult incidents that start cropping up all over town. But it looks like Ren has some secrets. This show is creepy, which is usually pretty hard to do in horror anime, It's based on a web manga, and it's awesome to see these panels get life breathed into it. Also, the OP slaps. This is for people with a love of cocktails, where everyone knows your name. Bartender the anime is raising the production quality from snack bars to be the premier bar anime this season. Our bartender in question has been scouted out amongst many to headline an up-and-coming hotel. With work experience in Paris, he shows he may as well be a doctor with attention to detail, a keen knowledge of alcohol, and hospitality for the full bar experience. This is a remake of a 2006 anime, which brings a unique atmosphere, but just like some drinks, it might be an acquired taste. The first anime airing this season escaped 2000s with a return to, oh wow, this mysterious being just appeared on my balcony. This time it's an angel who's been sent to Earth to learn about humans. She's so stupid. She thought this guy she found on Reddit was going to take her to a hotel. To sleep. Throw in some ecchi and a guy whose eyes look like they were generated in AI, and you get presumably every romance ecchi comedy harem. But hey, if I'm wrong, let me know, because I will be dropping it after episode 1. What is that? Just what is that? Slice of life with gods, myths, and monsters? Not my cup of tea, but from a neutral point of view, the production quality is slightly subpar, with nothing too notable on the music side or animation. This reminds me of a Shiny and Power World. Oh god. And this cat has hands. That is all. This is the best sports anime airing at the moment. Partly because the rest of them are not great. And 2, because of the awesome animation. Oh, of course it's Mappa. What looked kind of bland on the poster made me underestimate the animation feast that I saw. The Oblivion Battery is a duo of an insane pitcher and catcher that made many middle school players just outright stop playing due to the sheer difference in their skill. They were expected to go onto some prestigious school on a scholarship, but end up in some random school with some of the players they completely destroyed in middle school. The general has amnesia and doesn't want to touch baseball, but his partner refuses to play without him. The only reason he played in the first place was to spend time with his best friend. Pushed into baseball again with those they defeated, he vows to make the general remember the fun of baseball that they had together. 4. Oi, Tonbo, name of this girl and the name of this anime, plays golf on a rural Japanese island with her deceased dad's singular golf club. Ex-pro golfer Tiger Woods comes to this island to look for work to escape his past trauma. He just can't help gravitating towards the island's crudely made golf course and Tonbo's exceptional skills, because playing with one club, with no instructions and horrific conditions, she seems like a genius. It's the first sports anime that I'm seeing airing this season, but it's not really my flavor, with awkward animation and seemingly bland characters. These Japanese shoutcasters could learn something from Korean casters. New AI tech has made racing at over 500 kilometers an hour safe, with Next Racing taking over the world by storm. They even have Lorenzo. It follows Rin, a neat-turned new driver who gave up on her dreams as a ballet dancer after an injury. It's been a while since I thought something was too ugly to watch. The bad CGI in this is very notably stiff, especially compared to some of the other awesome shows airing this season like Girls Band Cry. And here come your champions. After watching the Twitter CGI, these cycling fangirls have decided they want to cycle as a team and make a pact to return a year after training. This rich girl thinks she can become fully independent on cycling, and that's as stupid as thinking you can become fully independent on YouTube. Animation is really jarring, but at least there is an understanding of physics and how cycling mechanics work. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is basically 2024 the anime. It has the most authentic feeling I've felt in a long time. Anime just sometimes doesn't feel like its characters could exist in real life. but this does an amazing job of creating a realistic modern setting. The references,
ただの JK なんてピックポックに
technology,
Jellyfish.
and realistic dimensional characters create an extremely submersive watch. It's a coming-of-age anime where my hero wants to be able to find out more about herself, her identity, and what she wants in the future. Together with other creative people who have failed, they try to put their past behind them and commit to what they love.
それってどういう意味なんですか？ありがとうって意味。とっても美味しかったです。ありがとうございました。
Who uses 3D animation and then swaps to 2D for the opening? Girls Band Cry is about a high school girl from rural Japan dropping out to pursue a life of music in Tokyo. She convinces an ex-musician to give it one more shot together. Well, they say you can't judge a book by its cover, because even though the art style threw me off initially, after giving it a chance, it really grew on me heavily. It looks decent, with the CGI making it stand out, and the strong music really hoisting it up. Like, seriously, don't drop this just because of the CGI. The story and emotions come through pretty well. Two voice actresses are the same age, attend the same school, and are even in the same class. Crazy, right? That's why the studio decided to give them a radio program based on that tiny coincidence. They just need to talk about all the fun they have at school. Easy, right? Well, their personalities differ very greatly from their personas, and they don't even remotely get along. But as the two share some time together, their friendship starts to blossom. It's cute, casual, and if you like tsundere coming out of their shell, then... This anime is about becoming viral on YouTube. Anime has just become too meta. Bullied and struggling to somehow pay for his mom's medical treatment, our main character is just out of luck. His classmates and bullies are earning big bucks as YouTube streamers. And after he's had enough of being pushed to the dirt, he gets in a fight. Little did he know, it was being live streamed. And he got his first taste of stardom, with a major injection of cash. This anime is really offbeat, and I'm loving it. The first episode kind of feels like Fight Club the anime. I have no idea where it's going, but I'll be there.
Amazon, because it's announced it will start to use drones.
If you were afraid of 5G, then you're not ready for the absolute power of 7G.
Open the future! Open the future!
Train to the End of the World, God, I love that title, is everything that makes anime unique. It's absolutely stupid, wacky, and can tell a story very well. It's about school friends adventuring out to find their lost friend in a dangerous post-apocalyptic world, where 7G has deformed everything. Villagers can't contact each other, their hometown has all the adults turned into animals, and everything is just wrong. You can never really expect what's happening next, but thanks to the music and very careful wording, it seems to relay a very somber and serious undertone. And although unexpected, I love that kind of contrast. This might be the hidden gem of this season. Power Rangers vs. Monsters sounds like something that's been done before, but what if they were the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
An alien monsters invasion is thwarted by the Dragon Keepers, but the invading forces' immortal grunts are forced to pretend to attack every Sunday in complete humiliation. It's just slavery, isn't it? This guy transformed into Ludwig's car. It's actually pretty funny, music is good, and I haven't really seen a story like this before. So this is what it's like going to school in America. I'm not sure why, but it feels like a mobile game, because it's based on a mobile game. I think the only people who really are going to get invested in this will be players, because it didn't make much sense initially. In the future, there's fantasy, with academies self-governing their own districts and the general student council as like the government. When the council president mysteriously and suddenly disappears, mass disputes arise. We focus on shale, a group of 5 girls being guided by sensei. Something about being hit multiple times and nothing happening makes me dislike the show. These people can turn into birds. A historical fantasy drama involving the political arranging of families to find a new princess for the upcoming emperor. There's a lot of moving parts, but we focus on the 4 candidates belittling each other and an eccentric young boy serving the prince in a master-servant relationship. There's drama, conspiracy, and birds. But the first episode felt lacking, and I don't think I'll be watching episode 2. If you've continued and think I've made a huge mistake, just let me know.